Welcome to the Secrets of Influential Parenting. I'm Jeff Schott, the president of the Youth Transition Network. And before we get started, I'd like to share a little bit about my family and a little bit about my background. Up here is a picture of my family, and what you'll see there is my mom and my sister, but the rest are my wife and my kids. I've been married for over 25 years, and I have 4 kids. In fact, I have one in college at age 19, a daughter, and then I have a 16-year-old daughter who's getting a driver's license, which is always fun when you're a parent. And then I've got an 11-year-old son, Paul, and he's full on in that oppositional mindset right now, and we'll be talking about that as we go along together. And then the little guy, he's in kindergarten, Eric. And so I have a kid in every phase of child development right now, which means our day looks like a blender. You know, take us and take the schedules of a teenager and a small kid and throw it into a blender and stick it on high, and that's our day. And so what we've learned through all the research we've done with students has just been such a blessing to my family. And so I think it's going to be helpful for everyone here and hopefully those who are watching us later. So that's my gang, and I love them to death, and they have all got different issues that you'll be hearing about as we go along, and they're all great with that. So any story I tell, know that they know this happens all the time. Why did I start YTN? It's because I really believe that we need to see a generation of youth raised up that will change our country, change our world. Right now, so many crazy things are going on every angle and every place. It's like, what is going on with our country? So I believe our youth have always been the catalyst for change. And so we need to raise a generation that are going to be ready for the world, ready to take on the world. And what we're seeing today with the late adolescence and everything else is that's not the case, that we're not doing a great job of getting our kids ready to go out and change the world. In fact, I would argue that the world is actually changing them. And these are the statistics that frighten us as parents, but we're going to challenge some of that fear as we go on as well. 53% of adolescents have received sexually explicit images. 66% of adolescents admit to sexting. 73% that are in a dating relationship admit to sexting their relationship partner. That's sending sexual messages by text. 26% of college freshmen, believe it or not, drop out. Only 30% of college freshmen that start a degree actually complete one today. So we have 70% of our students not getting and finishing a degree. 25% of co-eds are sexually assaulted, most in the first year. 28% contract a sexually transmitted disease, again, most in the first year when they're away from home. 44.7% in the college transition participate in binge drinking. So what is binge drinking? It's basically having at least 5 drinks in a row with no break and no food, at least twice in the last 2 weeks. So once a week, that's the definition of binge drinking. 70% of students leave their faith-based community. What we're seeing is 70% of 18 to 22-year-olds take a break from the church. So let's put some numbers to that. There are about 961,000 kids that graduate from the church or a Christian school or some type of youth ministry every year. 70%, 673,000 take a break. And it says for a minimum of a year, but less than 35% are back by age 30. So what does that mean? Only about 240,000 are back by age 30, so there's a deficit of 450,000 a year. Why isn't this a good idea? Because I've had parents say, well, that's not a big deal. You know, I left and I came back and I'm all right. Well, the reality is it's in this time frame that they select their lifestyle, their career, their spouse. And then a lot of them return to the church because they're having issues. And then there's a divorce in the church later, and we say, oh, the problem's with the church now. No, it was back when they were 13, 14, 15, 16. And